Frick, who wrote a January cover story on Cobain and Nirvana for that magazine, and he put the man's life and death in perspective.
And he had so much to give, and he had so much left to write. And I think in a way, and I don't mean this speciously at all, that I think he was the closest that his generation came to a John Lennon.
Yeah.
In that, you know, he was writing very much from the heart, very directly, and he didn't play according to the rules. And the thing that I found really disturbing was that the number of letters that I got after my original review of In Utero, in which I made that reference, people were saying, well, how dare you compare him to John Lennon? I say, you know, look at their life stories. Listen to the music. If you don't see the connection, then you're just not paying attention.
And here's a guy who's a product of a broken home, never got along with his parents, had all these physical ailments. I mean, it was not a pretty life.
The thing is, you know, people say, well, you know, what did he say to his audience? Well, he was his audience.
Yeah.
You know, he was not the exception to any rule, except for the fact that he was successful.
Yeah.
You know, he wrote those songs directly from, if not personal experience, and experiences that he knew, and emotions and turmoil that he went through. And you can hear it in the way he sang, in the words that he used, the metaphors, the sound of the guitars. You know, that all came through loud and clear.
Yeah.
And I think that it was, in a way, I really feel that this is a great loss. This is not just some, you know, rock star who couldn't handle success and took an easy way out. I think he really shows that there's a generation out there that really has to come to grips with their future. And in many ways, I think a lot of older people and parents really shouldn't look at this as like, you know, this is a rock star, couldn't handle it. I say, this is your kids. Think about it.
As news of Kurt Cobain's death spread across the country on Friday, we spoke to people on the streets of New York City to gauge their reaction.
I'm really upset because I sort of admired him, and I really like Nirvana, and I think it's a real shame that he did it.
I'm really, really surprised. I'm really shocked. I didn't really expect it. I mean, you always expect these kind of things from people like Kurt Cobain, who seem to be a little bit on the edge, but it really is, I really didn't expect it. It really comes as a shock to me.
I heard rumors when he was in the hospital from the barbiturates or whatever it was, that he had died, and so I was like in a lot of shock then. So when I first heard this, I was just like, nah, it didn't happen.
I mean, it really sucks because, you know, he's got a little baby. You know, that's about, I mean, yeah, he's dead. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, but I really feel for his kid more than anything else.
I'm very surprised. I mean, from what I know, he's very young, very talented. I mean, I'm shocked. He could have gone so much more places with his talent. I mean, he had great music, great talent. I'm just very shocked.
What was it, about 2 weeks ago he did it in Rome, or at least he tried, and I don't know. I guess whatever he writes in his lyrics, he's thinking about, and obviously that's what happened. So, you know, he's a great artist.
He just didn't care what other people said, and I thought some of his attitude was good because, you know, some people just care what everybody thinks, and they try to they don't make music for themselves, they make it to please other people, and they should make it for themselves, and he was like that. I loved his music. I mean, his music actually meant stuff.
Kurt Cobain's music was especially meaningful, of course, in his adopted hometown of Seattle, where people had this to say.
I've always rooted for him.
I think he's going to become kind of a legend, you know.